Hi, my name is Ted Schönbeck, and I'm the Solution Architect Manager at Red Hat in the Nordics. I want to talk to you about digital transformation and how to apply that in your own organization. But first off, I'm here at the Red Hat Finnish office.
Hey guys, my name is Markus. I work with marketing in Finland.
And here's the rest of the team. Hey guys. So, digital transformation, I guess everyone is talking about it these days, talking about different technologies and different ways of changing the way you do your business today to transform. Things like big data, mobile, cloud, containers, DevOps. It's actually these type of technologies that new companies like Airbnb and Uber are using to completely disrupt traditional businesses.
Yeah, and that's actually a super interesting point because you have a lot of innovation in these new companies. So maybe the question is whether if I were to be a more traditional company, let's say an industrial company, how would I tap into these?
So I think the opportunity is huge. I think, well, first of all, of course, you can use it to develop new services and compete in new areas where you're not today. But it's just as important for your traditional IT and for your traditional business than just making sure it's better and smarter and more efficient. But I think it's difficult to explain like this. I think maybe we should use a whiteboard, okay?
Yeah, let's go.
Markus, we were talking about digital transformation.
Yeah, we were talking about big data.
How do you capture the value in these huge amount of data that's being stored these days?
Yeah, and big data is created by mobile.
Quite often. How do you get onto the app economy that we're seeing right now? It doesn't matter if you're selling washing machines or cars, customer wants to interact them through an application.
Yeah, interaction, that's social.
Absolutely. Again, you need to change the way you interact with your customers and partners and building more social communities around that. The cloud. We talked about the cloud for several years. For digital transformation, cloud is key. It's a different way of consuming infrastructure and a different way of scaling up, scaling down, and being able to run your applications.
In order to scale, you probably build that upon
containers, the latest, greatest. Going from big, huge applications into really small, tiny applications that are containerized, making it a lot easier to scale up and scale down, but also scale out into the cloud and back home again, because they're independent and you can move them pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, and in order to develop that, you will probably need DevOps.
All of this taking into account a new way of developing software, where we take the needs from the developers and bring that together with the needs from the operational team. So they work together, hand in hand, developing new software to support digital transformation. Now, one of the most interesting pieces with all of this is that these innovations do not come out of the traditional big IT companies. They actually come from the same global community, the open source community.
Would you have interesting examples on that?
Absolutely. Big data. Hadoop, you probably heard of it. This is the biggest implementation of big data, and it's based on open source technology. Just look at Android, the world's largest operating system for mobile phones, 85% market share. Android is Linux. Linux is open source. Facebook's entire service is built on open source software. And they even have their own servers and networking products today built on open technology that they share. Cloud, well, the biggest player is Amazon. Amazon built their cloud layer using open source software. Well, the entire idea of containers comes out of the open source world, and probably the most well-known name is Docker, which is an open source platform. DevOps, changing the way how you do things. This is a natural thing of how you work in the open source world.
And in order for us to understand how this kind of got created in the open source world, we really need to take a look at how software was actually created in the traditional world as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think let's get another whiteboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the traditional way of creating software, or the closed world, it's about many different companies working in independent, isolated R&D departments that are working on projects and products that are specific to these companies. So we have, let's say in this company, maybe 10,000 developers working on their products. Here we might have 5,000, and here maybe 1,000. And the good thing is that when you have a lot of people working on certain products, you get quality and low risk because you know what you get. So that's basically the benefit of the closed world.
So the open world is a very different story, because in the open world, we do not rely on the innovation of small independent hubs. Instead, we rely on a global community of more than 15 million developers working on more than 1 million different projects. And of course, this creates a massive amount of innovation. So here you are. Either you pick innovation or you pick low risk. Probably want both, right? And that's exactly where Red Hat comes in. Because at Red Hat, we harness the power of 15 million developers in the open source community. But we take the most important and interesting projects and we make them commercially available without risk. Because we certify them, we test them, we validate them, we support them, and we update them, and we make them enterprise class ready. But on top of that, we're doing this with a completely different business model. All our software is free. Instead, we charge you for a subscription for support and updates of that software. This means no large upfront investment to get going. You want to be able to play around with different softwares without huge investments. That's exactly what Red Hat can help you do. What Red Hat does is that we offer you a complete solution stack, giving you a platform to store big data, giving you a complete mobile platform to get going on mobile and social, a complete cloud infrastructure platform to build open, dynamic, and flexible clouds, a brand new complete container and microservices platform to build cloud-native apps. We do this all with DevOps in mind to really help bridge the gap between developers and operational teams. And we're doing this successfully. We have 56 consecutive quarters of growth. More than 90% of the world's 500 largest companies rely on Red Hat to drive innovation.
So what would be the big next thing here?
You know, to be honest, I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure it will come out of the open source world. This is our digital transformation story. At Red Hat, we are passionate about open source. We are passionate about transformation. And I'm pretty sure you right now have ongoing projects or are thinking about doing these things. We want to help you. Reach out, we can help you accelerate your digital transformation.